It's going to be a Mexican sweet potato hash, requested by the champ himself.
And Jay, when you gonna come down with a Versace roll on?
Greatness doesn't arrive loudly. It arrives prepared. And Shakur Stevenson has been moving through this moment like someone who's been quietly circling it his entire life. He started out playing baseball, a bat in his hands, showing sharp hand-eye coordination at a very early age. Even back then, you could see the foundation forming.
Every day, we're watching boxing, so one day, he finally sat up and just started punching. I'm like, whoa, hey. While he was walking, at the time barely, we started punching and throwing the bat, all doing and all, doing everything.
Yeah, that one right to that too.
You got one. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Ain't nothing. The first one was.
Sure, had you go get that little shot in the first round.
Huh?
Little bullshit shot.
Was I catching it?
You got it back.
Hey, it's straight. I seen you around a couple of shit, man. I was at,
There's no rush in his movement, no wasted steps. Just purpose stacked on top of purpose, especially now, with Andre Ward in his corner, sharpening the blade for Teofimo.
Yeah. The way your heart rate is recovering right now, you getting close, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, he getting tired, he getting tired.
Yeah.
And then he'll do some fight. Boom, boom, boom. Like, okay.
I gotta rest up, take some wind.
Yeah. I saw him catching some of that too.
Is what you really gotta watch out for. I like the little, but the lead hand is like sneaky.
I love.
It's down here, so you get caught like looking at it and waiting for it to come, and then something.
I like how he stay long and keep that angle.
Yeah, he keep the angle.
Keep his head off the
Position,
fucking
man,
line.
just in case. Especially with somebody fast like him with timing. You can't be out of position. You got that.
Yeah.
He strong as hell. He picked me up in there. It was fun though. Just to be in the ring with him, share the ring with him, test his IQ out a little bit, see some of the moves he doing, and I'm gonna go take with me when I go fight. So I appreciate Dre.
That alone tells you how serious this is. Andre Ward doesn't babysit potential. He fine-tunes fighters. What has been giving Shakur is patience, positioning, and that championship calm that only shows up when the lights get hot.
Near called few chosen. He was a chosen one. How he stood apart was his talent, his gifts. You know, he was able to do things that the average fighter wasn't able to do. It's something about elite fighters. Their talent stand out apart from, you know, the competition, like way before it come to fruition. And I'm one that, where I'm looking and searching and seeking for that special talent.
Oh my God! I'm down.
Boxing means everything to me.
Hey, that's too easy.
Boxing is like my life. It's like something I'm married to. Like I feel like I'm married to boxing. Like I put my all into the sport. I do whatever I can to be the best, and I'm gonna keep doing whatever I can to get better and better. And I just want to be the best.
You saw flashes of it against Cepeda, where Shakur didn't just survive pressure, he dissected it. He stayed composed while chaos bounced off him. When you line that up next to Teofimo's best nights, the contrast jumps out. Teofimo burns bright in bursts. Shakur drains you slowly until you suddenly realize you're empty. That control didn't start in some fancy gym either. His grandfather, Wally Moses, explained it perfectly. Shakur began with baseball and showed strong hand-eye coordination early on. But constant exposure to boxing sparked his interest. Even as a young child, he naturally started throwing punches, leading to early mitt work and rapid improvement.
Time went on, you know, I started working with the mitts with him, you know, at an early age, and, you know, he really got good at it. So by the time he turned 5 years old, I took him to the gym. So one day I took, you know, like old karate picture, I took the boxing gloves, sat him here, took the baseball bat, sat it here, and I said, yo, whichever one you choose is gonna be your destiny. So he made a quick rear to the boxing glove, picked up the boxing glove, put him on his hand, said that's it. And everything else was history.
At just 5 years old, he was given a clear choice between baseball and boxing, and he immediately chose the gloves, setting the course for everything that followed. That choice still echoes today. Right now, Shakur isn't chasing moments or noise. He's working like a machine, day after day, built to solve Teofimo piece by piece until confidence meets calculation, and only one of them holds up.
So far, camp has been going great, you know, looking at the anticipation of the things that's coming forward. You know, we're not looking past anybody, but, you know, he's been working very hard, and he's been in the gym a very good amount of time, and, you know, I think he's taking this fight just as serious as he would take any other fight, if not more. So I know for sure that I could say he's going to be ready.
On the other side of that calm, calculated storm stands Teofimo Lopez, loud confidence, fully charged, smiling like a man who already sees the ending. This is that version of TEO where belief spills out of him, where he's joking, poking, calling Shakur Roadrunner. But underneath the trolling, something sharper is brewing.
Roadrunner, I'm the Coyote. You chose me. I ain't choose you. You chose me. So I'm gonna tell you straight the F up. You could go back to 135. We'll send you back to lightweight. You still got your WBC belt. You're gonna be fine. Shakur will fall. Yes. We are here at the Undisputed Performance Center, just in preparation for January 31st against Shakur Stevenson.
He was born for this. He's God gifted. We're implementing a lot of different things for this camp. You got to do things in there that people have never seen.
Every day is a different type of segment of working out. Earlier today, I had a little bit of strength and conditioning, and then swimming, exercising and expanding those lungs. And then we finish off late night. We come here and do 18 ounces of gloves, an hour or as long as I can of training without no break.
Because Teofimo doesn't joke like this when he's lost. He jokes like this when he's locked in. You hear it in the way he talks about the fight, half comedy, half threat, like his daring Shakur to run just so he can prove a point. This is a Teofimo who thrives in big moments, who turns pressure into fuel and skepticism into motivation.
It's the best whenever he's in good condition. Like they say, we eat, we sleep, everything boxing.
My nutritionist is anonymous. They're giving me a lot more protein than the previous camps. I'm actually having more meals in between rather than before.
He balances focus with chaos in a way that only makes sense to him. And right beside him, as always, is Teofimo Sr., running the camp, running the voice, running the belief system, reminding his son who he is and who has been long before doubt ever crept in.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Between me and Shakur, when we were under top rank, because we were the next rising stars, we sparred. We did only 3 rounds back in Miami in 2016. I was getting the best out of him. You should have seen afterwards. Why do you think he said stop? He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
That father-son dynamic remains the engine, the heartbeat of Teofimo's preparation for Stevenson. It pushes him to trust his instincts, sharpen his timing, and lean into the explosiveness that defined his best nights. This is that dangerous Teofimo lane, serious enough to work, confident enough to laugh, and stubborn enough to believe the world has it wrong again.
I'm gonna learn the most with this fight coming up. I don't even look at my fights after I fight. I just go clock in, do my work. Shakur and that community are all personal, buddy, where I'm like by myself a lot of times, but that's part of the success because they're all Michael Vicks and I'm a dog.
History says when Teofimo starts smiling like this, talking like this, and training like this, you're no longer dealing with uncertainty. You're dealing with a fighter who fully expects to turn the ring into his stage and make someone else play catch-up.
Coming to conquer.
You're not conquering.
I get bullied constantly in the boxing world. Everyone's favoring Shakur Stevenson, although he's coming up to my weight class. I am the king of this division. And I have Shakur Jigama, you know?
said you gonna do what?
Jiggle my balls.
What? Shit, wireless.
You hard,
bro. Pause.
You hard.
So that's why we got to keep beating these guys. Beating Shakur, this is part of it to get to that next level. I pretty much have had almost everything thrown at me, and I look forward to see what will be thrown at me come January 30th.
Right after Teofimo paints himself as a Chaos agent determined to drag this fight into deep, uncomfortable water, Oscar Valdez steps in sounding like someone who's actually been trapped in that maze and knows where the wolves move. Valdez didn't bring hype, he brought scars. When he says a key against Shakur is not getting greedy, that hits hard, because greed is exactly how Shakur turns elite fighters into frustrated shadow boxers. Valdez kept stressing patience, refusing to let Shakur pull you into his rhythm. That's what people underestimate. Shakur doesn't force you to fight his game. He removes every other option until you're stuck choosing it.
Set the tone with someone with Shakur, you better have a game plan, because the guy he's gonna be patient. He's not gonna get off his game plan to fall into your trap. So if I'm Teofimo Lopez' coach, I would tell him not to lose focus, not to get frustrated inside the ring. Stick to your game plan, whatever game plan it is. If it's A, B, C, whatever it is, stick to it and go for it.
When Valdez describes how Shakur leans back, touches you again, then waits for you to load up so he can land even cleaner, that's not commentary, that's trauma analysis. I loved how Oscar admitted his own mistake, saying frustration crept in because he came up with that Morales-era mindset. Heart first, action now. Meanwhile, Shakur is playing chess with a smile, fishing for reactions like it's a hobby. Valdez said it plainly. Shakur isn't there to entertain you. He's there to win. And that explains why this fight scares people. Teofimo lives for moments. Shakur lives for minutes.
But someone like Shakur Stevenson, like I said, it's easier said than done with a fighter like that, because it's not like he's too back from you. He's just right there in your face, and once you throw, he just rocks back a little bit and touches you. Then it becomes very frustrating. Then when you start loading up, then he does it again. He starts loading up at his shots, but just outboxing you. So I would just say, it's like I said, it's a tough one for me to pick who will come out victorious. That's why I go with the 50-50 fight.
But here's where Oscar made it interesting. He didn't rule Teofimo out at all. He said pressure can work, but only intelligent pressure. Not reckless, kamikaze style. More like calculated suffocation, waiting for one clean opening and making it count. When Valdez calls this a true 50-50ers, that's not fence-sitting. That's respect for Teofimo's ceiling. He reminded us that TEO rises when the competition rises, even if he looks shaky in between. Shakur is a puzzle, but Teofimo might be the only guy strong and athletic enough to flip the table instead of solving it. That's why this fight feels less like a prediction and more like a risk assessment.
I know you tried to do it, and Shakur's undefeated at this point, but how do you beat a Shakur Stevenson?
I think how you beat a Shakur Stevenson, if I can go back and you do something, try. And I say this try because, like I said, you just said it done, but try to put the pressure like Camarón Cepeda did, and just wait for your shot to land good, and make that damage where he has no.
After Valdez framed this as a psychological endurance test more than a fist fight, Orji Sanchez walked in with one of the rarest credentials in boxing debates. I've been in the ring with both of them. That immediately changes the temperature. Orji didn't sound like a fan guessing outcomes. He sounded like a coach recalling moments. When he said Shakur never believed he had power until he dropped someone and looked shocked by his own hands, that says everything about how dangerous Shakur really is. Orji pointed out that Shakur doesn't waste punches. That detail matters. He doesn't beat you loudly. He beats you efficiently, like your phone battery dying faster than expected. He made it clear Shakur isn't Floyd 2.0 at all. He's more stationary, more comfortable standing right in front of you, popping shots, rolling just enough to make you miss, then touching you back like a receipt.
I think Teo's his angles. I think his angles are gonna be a factor, because he likes to use those angles. He's not one dimensional. He likes to use those angles, and I think that's gonna kind of be a factor in the fight. For Shakur, because Shakur's kind of staying in one spot, and so Teofimo can be utilizing those angles to use, so to his advantage. And so I think Teofimo, I think that's gonna be a big factor, for him, is his angles and his speed and his power. He can crack too.
Then Orji flips a lens and reminds us he worked with Teofimo too. Same Olympic camp, same Colorado Springs grind, same sparring rounds where everyone knew Teo had speed, power, angles, and that explosive athleticism you can't teach. What stood out was Orji stressing Teofimo's angles, not just his power, because that's where this fight lives or dies. He made it clear Teofimo isn't one-dimensional, and if he can use those angles to disrupt Shakur's timing, things get very interesting. But Orji also circled back to reality. Shakur's timing and counters are elite, and if you give him time, he will find you. The wild part is hearing Orji talk about how close they all were back then, hanging out, sparring endlessly. Now they are fighting for legacy and real money. That's why this doesn't feel like beef. It feels like unfinished business. Orji didn't pick a side, and that might be the loudest statement of all. When someone who's seen both up close says, "Let the best man win," what is really saying is this is a technical knife fight where one mistake decides everything.
Teofimo, so he can put his counter to work and see his openings, and maybe capitalize off of. I don't know if he'll knock him out or stop. I don't know if he has the power to actually stop to stop Teofimo. But I think he has the power to get the respect of him. But it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a technical fight.
Do you give the edge to either guy just by the slightest, or having known them, you're not trying to pick a?
I'm not trying.
Let the best man win.
Yeah, let the best man win. Yeah,